2. Today we are going to do a copy breakdown. Tuesdays are going to be copy breakdown about sales letters and BSLs, emails, that kind of stuff. So today we are going to see this Kurobuta Ham sales letter by Gary Bencivenga. I've never did a breakdown about this sales letter on my own. I've never read this sales letter completely, so that's what we are going to do today, and we are going to see what can we learn about this. My name is Luca. I'm a copywriter. I'm an up-and-comer copywriter. So yeah, we are going to be breaking down this sales letter today. So I'm going to share the screen here. This is looking real good. Okay, so yeah, let's just start. What can we learn about this? So the first thing I think we can learn is that you can use direct response to basically sell everything. um in this case, it's like this Kurobuta ham, which is basically full, right? And it's kind of it's kind of peculiar that you can use direct response to sell this, especially something that is like food. There's that this like common this common saying, which is like our food enters within the eyes, or food enters through the eyes, right? The kind of implies that you need to see food, you need to see a picture of food to actually want to eat. And while that it is true, uh, we can see here that you can sell food, any type of dinner plate or whatever kind of food this is, which I don't know because I haven't read the sales letter. You can read it using only words, right? There's no images here. The only picture we can see here is the picture of the editor, which is like in this case I think it's the voice, right? The voice of the sales letter. It's from this guy, which I think his name is David, or I don't know. But he's not actually the guy writing the sales letter, right? The writer is the author of the sales letter is Gary Bencivenga, but it's writing it using this guy's voice, right? So I don't know which where was this published in the first place. I think it's like some kind of magazine or publication, because when we go to the call to action, it's just an order now, right? It's like a sales page. So I don't really know where was this, what was the medium, right? I don't know if this was just a page, like a website or anything. But anyway, it looks a lot like a direct mail, like something that you get in the mail. But I'm not sure if that's portion first. I don't know if okay. I think we are live. Okay. So let's start with the headline, that kind of stuff. Kurobuta pork, the red hot foodie obsession of 2025, becomes the greatest Easter ham I've ever tasted. Outrageously juicy, flavorful, and melt in your mouth tender. And now you and your guests can be among the tiny handful of Americans who will savor and serve this astonishing ham, but only if you reserve one by Monday, March 2025. So there's a few things happening here. So first, I'm going to use my markers uh, to so green is going to be the benefits, and red it's going to be the problems, let's say. And which I don't think there's gonna be problems in here, because are you having this problem? Do you have this and this problem? This is more like I think it's going to be all it's going to be filled with benefits and not with problems, right? Not with pain points that we have to address with the sales letter. So yeah, you have this is all benefit, right? It's the best ham that I've ever test. um and you have here the, like, again, benefits, right? This is like a description of this ham. And I think this is something interesting here, because it's kind of making the call to action right in the copy deck, right? We usually see the call to action and the fear of missing out, right? Which is this section. We often see it in the, like, in the product presentation part, where we in a sales letter already told the story, and we told about the product, how we created the product and how we tested different options until we found the one that worked the best. So it's kind of, I find it interesting that he's using the fear of missing out in this section, right? In this part, because it says, now you and your guests can be blah blah blah, blah, tiny handful, right? This is scarcity. There's only a handful of them. We have limited options, right? So we have, well, let's put here FOMO, which is fear of missing out, which is I think, right? So it gives you a date, right? So this all, I think, I just think it's curious that he used fear of missing out right at the start of the sales letter. So let's keep reading. Dear food lover, qualifying the customer, right? If you're a lover of great ham, prepare to have your life change. This is benefit. I like to do this because at the end, when I can see the colors that I've used, you can basically see what kind of language they were using, right? What kind of language the copywriter was using to write this, and how it looks at the instance, right? Because if you use more benefit oriented language, uh, you're going to trigger different emotions, right, in the sales letter. So maybe for a weight loss supplement, you're going to use um, more problem focused language, and for this type of sales letter, maybe you're going to use more benefit oriented. But again, I don't know, because I haven't read this sales letter. So if you are a lover of great ham, prepare to have your life change. Have you noticed on menus today at America's greatest restaurants that chefs like Thomas Keller are going wild with dishes made from Kurobuta pork, an exotic breed of Japanese hog? So what he's doing here is creating some curiosity. This is curiosity and mixed with some credibility, right? Because we have this name here. I don't. It's the first time we read about this, but it mentions American rated restaurants that chefs like Thomas Keller are going wild, blah blah blah. So we know right from this, even if it's someone that we don't know who this person is, we know that it's someone important, because it's saying it right now here, right here. It's saying that he's one of the it's a chef, right? So it's a famous chef. The next thing he does is an exotic breed, right? It mentions an exotic breed of this pork. So yeah, that's one of the elements of the sales letter, right? Using it right off the bat, it's starting with credibility and with curiosity, right? Because it's talking about this amazing ham. And the other thing is, I'm not going to go over these are like the credibility elements, right? it has testimonials in here, and in this part it has like this Wall Street Journal, the this review, right? Maybe this part I'm going to read it, but I'm not going to go over this one. But the credibility aspect, it's still present in this. It's still, even if it's just um, like selling some food, right? It's selling a dish, but it's also that credibility element. It's still present here. So let's keep reading. Foods everywhere are hailing Kurobuta as the Kobe beef or pork. I don't know. I don't know if Kobe is. I don't know why it's using the word Kobe. I don't even know if Kobe Bryant was playing basketball in the NBA at this moment of time, which is 2025, 2005. So I don't know if it's referencing Kobe Bryant. I don't think it's that's what's happening. But anyway. But when I noticed, but yeah, this is still like benefit, right? Benefit, food is everywhere, and notice how he qualifies, right? Who is hailing this this type of ham, right? It's very specific people. It's not people, any type of people. It's food is specifically, right? So that's kind of important to qualify the reader, right? But when I noticed that no one was creating ham from Kurobuta pigs, I personally sprang into action, leading to the development of the greatest hunk of baked ham your Easter table that you will ever experience. So basically, it's kind of moving like the it's super interesting because he's moving the product presentation part of a regular sales letter. Like the regular sales letter, it goes basically the headline, right? The headline, the lead with the pain points and the problems and that kind of stuff, and then you go to the storytelling part, and then you go to the product presentation. He's basically doing the things upside down. He's using the scarcity here, and now he's doing the product presentation here, which is I think it's really it's interesting, right, to see that the elements of a sales letter, or the elements of a sales argument, let's say, can be changed, right, can be interchanged while still making an effective sales argument, right? So this is a product presentation, right? It's basically it's still, I think, like the lead from from a regular sales letter, because of this part leading to the development of the greatest hunk of baked ham for your estate table that you will ever experience. So basically, it's making the promise, right? This is a promise that this is what you will get by reading this sales letter. This ham will be ready for Easter 2025. Best of all, you can have one of these unbelievable succulent hunches delivered right to your door in time for the holidays. So this is like the offer. This is what you can have, and what frame time. Yeah, and the frame time where you can have access. This is like basically now you can think about an info product, right? Something like selling a course or something like that, and it will say in some parts of the article, some Okay, I think we are live. I think my internet was down for a few seconds there. So anyway, what I was saying, I don't know if you guys catched it. It is like um, you. He's basically doing the product presentation here. He's saying he's giving the time frame, right, where you can get this this dish in the time frame, right? Time frame. So first, let me tell you how I got involved with this rare and delicious meat. This is like it's qualifying the meat, right? It's rare. It's rare and delicious. Meaning that when he says it's rare, it's because you know it's increasing that scarcity element. He's saying, hey, only a handful of people will get this, and now it's saying, hey, it's rare. It's rare and delicious. So it's a scarcity, right? About a year ago, I plunged myself headlong into the wide world of ham in preparation for a comprehensive history ham tasting for the March 2004 issue of the Rosengarten report. Right? He's telling the story of how he came to find this incredible ham. Like Lewis and Clark exploring a new continent, I committed myself to landing a journalistic expedition through the uncharted wilderness of Hamdon to map out the territory and find the ham that has it all. So he had a problem, right? Basically, uh, the journal, well, but it's still not named as a problem, right? It's simply him trying to find. And I think it's important to take note of the kind of language that he's using here, because if you go to another sales letter, or another writer could say, okay, are you tired of the same dry, hard to eat ham that you were eating all these years? Well, here's the solution, right? But he's not doing right. He's not doing that. He's not talking about the problem. He's talking only about his search about for this incredible ham, and he's talking about the how incredible it is. It's interesting, that approach. This is really useful for things like Facebook ads. Basically, the company, right? Facebook don't want you to use a lot of uh, negative language, right? They don't give their users a bad experience. So you can take that from this sales letter, right? That we are a few paragraphs in, and we still have no straightforward problem that we are trying to solve, right? So you can actually write direct response without the need of naming the problems. The problems, it still exist, right? But it's by talking about the solutions, you're also talking about the problem. So let's keep reading this. The ham that has it all. Okay, call me a foodie fuss budget, but after months of research and testing more than 100 hams, to my surprise, I couldn't find a single ham that satisfied me on every count. So this is the first time that we directly address a problem. I couldn't find a single ham that satisfied me on every count. I loved some of the hams I tasted last year passionately even, but not one had the ideal jumble of the many factors that for me would comprise the perfect ham, the platonic ham, blah blah blah. So again, we have problems. No one, blah blah blah. This is a problem. I want the perfect ham and I cannot find it. I don't know where I can find um, where I can find this ham, right? At every turn, I kept feeling, darn, if only I were calling the hammy shots, I'd make every top quality choice along the way, right? So this is the part of the storytelling, the part of the story which is like I had to do it myself, right? Like Thanos say. I have to do it. I had a solution, but it wasn't perfect, so I had to do it myself. I had to create this product, which is what I'm selling you right now, right? So I have to do it myself because I learned that's what it takes. Knowing what the top quality choices are and having the courage to spend whatever it takes to make them. So yeah, that's basically what it's saying. Um, Well, I've been living with this. This is like, when you go to ClickBank and see those sales letter that sales video sales letters that talk about, oh, there was this magic spice in a remote Iceland, and everyone there was skinny, were skinny, and I got some um, some samples of this plant, and I had to develop this detox tea myself, like that kind of story. And then the story follows like, okay, so doing the my wife lost weight, but doing it this way was too difficult, so I had to find a simpler way to do it, and I teamed up with a pharmaceutical company, or a manufacturer or whatever. And well, that's basically the same that he's doing here. It's saying, hey, this was a solution, but it wasn't perfect, so I had to do it myself. So, well, I've been living with this aching disappointment for about a year now. I've been living with this aching disappointment for about a year now, during which time I started to hear more and more about a small band. I started to hear more and more about a small band of quality livestock producers in America struggling to bring back heritage breeds of pork. Right? So he has a problem, and he hears about something curious, right? About something that maybe could be a solution. Somebody had to do something, because American pork producers in 1990 had moved en masse to produce a leaner, drier, and far less flavorful pork, right? So American pork producers, blah blah blah. So they are producing a worst pork, right? At the end of the new full flavored heritage piggy pack, it's a Japanese breed of pig called Kurobuta, which, after being enthusiastically embraced by top chefs like Thomas Keller, again we have this credibility element, right? Has become one of the hottest foodie obsessions of 2025, according to Bon Appetit magazine. Many say that the Kurobuta pork is to regular pork as Kobe beef is to regular steak. So yeah, when before I had I I said something about Kobe. I didn't know if what was Kobe Bryant, or something like that. Well, so this is here's why it is important to talk about using the language that your audience uses, right? Because I am not the audience of ham, right? I don't eat ham, so I don't have anything against it, but I just it's not an habit, right? So I don't even know. I'm not a foodie, right? Like he's all the time qualifying people in this sales letter, right? I'm not a foodie, and I don't have a clue about what pork or Kobe beef is, right? So when I didn't understand it before, it's a clear example of why you have to actually research the market. If you are not part of the market, right, you have to research the market and see what kind of words and what kind of language you're using, because if you're not using the right language in this, if they are expecting to use a certain type of words or a certain type of language, and you are not using it, then they are just going to think that you don't know what you're talking about. And if you are using words that are either too complicated complicated for them because they know what you're saying, right? Or they simply don't understand the words that you're using because you are too advanced into this into your knowledge about these things. Then they are not going to understand you. So both things uh, can be detrimental for your for the performance of your copyright. So it's important to really nail the language that people is using. So yeah, so the story was that was this Japanese breed of pig. He and he's it's being used by but by important restaurants, right? Flash, a light bulb pops on in my head. The only thing I hadn't seen, however, was Kurobura ham. What would happen if I found some of this stellar Kurobuta pork, had it raised just the way I like it, and had it delivered to a ham specialist who'd be willing to cure and smoke a hind leg of Kurobuta to my specifications? So this ham, the great, the greatest ham story ever told, the greatest ham. What am? Uh, in a word, the answer is yes. So this is basically, yeah, I had an idea, right? I have a problem. I read some rumors, and now I have an idea. So I'm gonna actually take note of this. So I have a problem, right? This is I have a problem. I heard some rumors because this is I think it's part of because it's the same language that you can use or the same structure that you can use in a in a s- in a weight loss offer, right? In something that is running on ClickBank or any other page. Yeah, so we have some credibility here, but we have here the okay, I'll do it myself, right? This is the I'll do it myself. These are regular things that you can find in any sales letter. So the answer is yes, and the reason I know the answer is because I already had the ham made, have tasted, have it in my mind blown by it, and I'm now offering you the chance to put this ultimate Rosengarten Kurobuta ham on your Easter table in 2025. So this is all benefit. So and this is also benefit because this is about him thinking about uh, what this could be. Uh, so this is actually benefit, and this is maybe all this part is a bit curiosity, right? What would happen if I did this, and and what would happen, right? What if? So I am certain that you will say along with me, this is without any question the greatest ham I've ever tasted. Uh, I am certain this is the greatest ham I've ever tasted. I'm sure you will also say along with me, holy mackerel, Kurobuta ham, how exotic, how wonderful, who knew? What makes me so sure? Let's talk about Kurobuta first. The breed actually arose in England, where it's called Berkshire pork. The English in the 19th century sent off a shipment of Berkshire hogs as a gift to Japanese diplomats, and the Japanese really flips out. They gave the breed the name Kurobuta, meaning black pig. It's basically black. Develop an international reputation for Kurobuta pork as much as they did for Kobe beef. So this is basically the part of the ancient. The when you go to again another it's to to a weight loss offer, and they say, oh, these people on this remote island were eating this strange fruit that made them lose weight, right? uh, there's this idea, and I think it's something like psychological from people, that people all people either like very old and ancient solutions or ancient ingredients, right? Or they like completely new solutions, right? So that's why you in copywriting, you see the word, uh, maybe the word new or breakthrough, or those type of words so often, because something that it's new, it makes you believe that you are going to find a solution that didn't exist before, right? You have a unique problem, and there's a unique solution that didn't exist before. So that's why the new thing, it's very important to understand that Okay, I think we are back. So yeah, what I was saying is, you have the new people are compelled to buy the new argument, new solutions, new secret, right? The other side of that coin is, people are also compelled to buy ancient solutions. This ancient ritual that monks use it to lose weight or stuff like that, right? So yeah, so basically that's what Gary Bencivenga is doing in here. It's talking about the storytelling, right? There's some bit of storytelling here, but it's telling the story about this ancient, or maybe not ancient, right? But it's in the past. It's happening in the past. Someone found a solution in the past, which were these Japanese diplomats, right? So they had this solution, and they liked it so much that they gave it the name, and it's a whole it created a whole type of pork, or a whole type of ham, right? So why there are these pork is superior? As you might expect, Kurobuta pigs yield meat that is indeed fattier than American supermarket pork. This is one benefit. But here's the really cool thing: Kurobuta, for richly endowed with intramuscular fat, it's not among the fattiest spread, which means that you will never get a fatty, greasy taste when eating pork, right? Another benefit. And I think how the benefits kind of blend in here. It's not like you don't have the typical bullet point list with all the benefits that you will get. It's kind of mixed in the story, right? And I think that's kind of cool. Instead, the real distinction of Kurobuta pork is a shorter, rounder muscle fiber, which incredibly leads to a much higher retention of moisture in the meat. All benefit. In other words, this is fantastic. I love when people use the in other words, because I've seen a few sales letter that don't do that, right? Some writers just use scientific studies, scientific research, and that kind of stuff, and they never clarify in layman terms what that stuff is, right? What does it mean for someone? So if you share a study, or if you use some kind of logic, like this is use it right here, right? um what you have this, so you get this, right? It's a logic argument. So it's a logical argument. So So when you do that, kind of, you can have to translate it again to so it's easier to understand, right? So that's why when since you kind of have to explain with this in other words, or you can say which means, or you can say which this means for you, or this will help you because blah blah blah. So kind of reduce the level of knowledge that you need to have to understand this, right? And that the reader needs to have to understand this stuff. So this stuff is originally juicy, right? It's kind of here it tells you the here it tells you the benefits, right? And the, let's say, the features, and here are the benefits. Formal characteristics are slow growing, blah blah blah. So this is what we're going to do here. This is the feature, right? This is a feature, and this is the benefit. uh, Again, here, Kurobuta peas are slower growing than other breeds, which leads to and grown shape leads to the benefit, a much deeper flavor in the final product. These animals, in fact, take a whole month longer. These animals take a whole lot longer to fatten up than other pigs do. Most of the chiefs are raving. Most of the chiefs raving about Kurobuta are saying this is the porkiest pork they ever tasted. Right? We have feature benefit, feature benefit, feature benefit. It's telling you what's the characteristic of the product, and then it's telling you why they should matter for you, or what it's going to be the consequent, the desired result, right? Let's say of thanks to having that feature, right? So let's keep reading. But it's not just chef. In 1992, the National Pork Producers Council ran 20 quality tests on 9 different breeds of pig, and our friend Kurobuta probably fraud with honors, blah, 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 most tender and most flavorful. Here's some credibility, right? This is simply credibility that has won some kind of award, right? Credibility. Credibility. And I said the pork producers council really got it right based on all the Kurobuta dishes I've been testing in high-end restaurants, but sampling the field, but while sampling the field, I did notice that something very curious. Not one was offering ham made of Kurobuta pigs. Excited beyond description by the notion of such ham, I set out to see if it was being done, and if it was feasible. I found, believe it or not, that we are virtually virgin territory here. Can you believe this opportunity? Though I did not discover any major American producers already up and running in producing Kurobuta hams, I did discover one that was about to get into the ham game. So I made contact with them immediately, did a little negotiating, and you are about to benefit from mind-boggling results. The producer is Snake River Farms, an Idaho company founded in 1989, a dedicated dedicated to the production of an American version of Kobe beef. Happily, they have gathered a reputation as one of the very greatest American producers of Kobe style beef. So basically, this is credibility. Um, right? This is half story and half credibility, right? Because it's telling you the story about he went to find out if this type of ham was being produced, and he didn't found that, but he discovered this company, right, that maybe can make this possible. So it's half and half credibility, because you have this is basically the credibility part, and this is the storytelling part. I had tasted their Kurobuta pork before and loved it. When I discovered that they were also getting into Kurobuta ham business, I had a ham prototype shipped to me immediately. It was terrific, right? So this is basically the storytelling, and it's mixed with the storytelling elements mixed with the benefits. But as I mentioned, I have this very specific image of ham perfection in my head, and another a few things I would change if I were in charge. Well, guess what? Now I am, because Snake River Farms is sending their killer Kurobuta pork in my name, raised on traditional corn and soybeans. Okay, so I don't really care about this, but basically, this is all credibility, right? You have to tell them what it's different about your product than the other, because you could have other producers of this type of ham, but if you don't know about it, and if their marketing isn't dialed in and they are not telling you all this stuff about that they raised this type of pork in traditional corn and soybeans, blah blah blah, you're this one this sales letter compared to that one will look better, because they are basically telling you they are giving you more information about what's happening, why their product is different, even if it isn't, right? So yeah, there's that story. I don't remember what like beer company said that start using it in their marketing message, that they will, I think, distill their beers like 2 times, and it was something that was industry standard, right? But they no one was advertising that. So I don't remember also who the who the marketing guy was. It was, I think, Ogilvy, or someone like that. But yeah, so so yeah, that's basically what's happening here. It's telling you how it's made, so you have more information on why taste is so good, or and that kind of stuff, right? So others of rich juice seed from this ham. Oh my goodness, this stuff has big, fatty, crusty, natural-looking cap with an intriguing reddish brownie. One slice, and you know you're in Kurobuta territory. It's the rich juice seeds from the ham, breads on the surface, glass, blah blah blah. The color, basically, what's giving you here is it's a features, right? It's not all benefits, because here's um like saying that something it's big, fatty, crusty, natural looking. It's not strictly a benefit, let's say, but it's a feature, right? It's feature language. He's telling you how this looks. However, in this case, it is a benefit, because this is just a description, right? It's using just adjectives to describe something. But in this case, the adjectives of that, or that description also works as benefits, because that's how you would expect a good ham to look like, right? So in this specific case, you could say that the the adjectives, right? The adjectives are the same as giving a benefit, right? Because simply because I don't know what is happening, but yeah, simply because the the description, right? The description that it's being given here is actually how you will expect a good ham to look like. That color, blah blah blah, it's the same. This after definite cure, blah blah blah. Too much to cure, and you got a red, blah blah blah. Basically telling you how this is made, why this ham is better than all the others, and when the pork that you begin with is this intrinsically delicious, you end up with ham like this one. So this is all benefit, right? After all, the likeness indefinite, blah blah blah. Too much cure, too little cure, and you have another progress. But with the right amount of cure, right? This is more like um, the things that you shouldn't, the mistakes that you have to avoid, right? So we see that we have a little of problem language, like here, right? Maybe here and here and here, but everything else, it's either curiosity or storytelling or just benefits, right? So I think that's quite interesting. So we have a lot to read, so I'm going to start skipping things and not actually reading everything so thoroughly. When the project begins, blah blah blah, intrinsically delusions, you end up with a ham, blah blah blah. So this is all benefits. Speaking of this, I collaborated with Career Master to make sure, right? I personally made this, blah blah blah. Smoking is done extremely gentle, old-fashioned way of maple. Who this is uh, not a benefit. It's a feature, right? It's telling you how it's done. There's a roof on the outside, and I'm painting this of a different color because I think there's a distinction between just describing something and using that description to tell you um, how that represents benefit for you, right? Uh, okay. When you take this first file of this miracle program and apprehend how many elements come together, right? So here's telling you what the elements are in this paragraph. These are the elements, and here it tells you, yeah, those elements actually pay off at the end, right? Has to be shared and like that. The ham that has it all comes in two size, which is better. So this is basically the product presentation that already started like in here, right? Up in here. Um, here, right? It was into the development of the greatest hunk of ham, big ham. So it's a product presentation, and I call it product presentation because you don't usually have this type of product presentation in the sense that most sales letters running right now, most direct response stuff, it's like the product is hidden until way below the sales letter, or I don't know, 20 minutes into the BSL, right? You have this you're always talking about the benefits and the storytelling aspect and the problems that you solve and that kind of stuff, but you never talk about the product, right? You talk about maybe the solution, you hint at the solution, and you hint about at the unique mechanism, right? But you don't present the product right off the bat. In this case, I think it's different because you actually you cannot say, hey, I had the best dinner the other day with this incredible dish, but not name the dish, right? Not name it the thing that you ate because it's going to quickly disqualify people. You're going to make people who are reading this like you're going to qualify the wrong people, right? You're going to qualify everyone that wants to eat something really delicious, right? But if they don't eat ham, or they don't like ham, or they aren't looking for some ham this Easter or something like that, they are quickly going to leave, to stop reading. Where in this case, if you start talking about ham right off the bat, you're going to qualify the ones that are actually looking for that ham. So yeah, Kurobuta hams, of which I think come in two different sizes. Half ham. This is basically the description. I'm not going to read all this, but actually it has this. This is a benefit, right? It's telling you how, what are the characteristics and why it matters. Now, some people, no matter what, always prefer the half ham. Usually, they have a small family and don't want too many leftovers. Blah blah blah. Truth be told, I love them that leftovers, and you will too, especially when you see the receipts. The recipes. I got this, more of this in a moment. So there's a bonus, right? Which is crazy for selling ham, but whatever. So that's I think the creative part of this. That's why I like what I like about this sales letter. It's using you can use basically all the aspects of a direct response to sell something that you wouldn't think to sell using direct response, right? You will think about selling a diet supplement or a weight loss supplement or something like that, or maybe an info product, make money online type of offer. But he's selling ham in here, right? He's selling food, and he's still using like the elements of direct response, which is like in this case, like it's okay, like you have the problems and the benefits and the curiosity and the storytelling and that kind of stuff, but he's using more basic stuff um like a bonus, right? A bonus here. So I think it's a quite good lesson on that you can sell anything if you know how to sell using direct response, right? But here's another reason I feel strongly. Well, the whole ham is your better choice. Almost every professional pork person I spoke concur the better option is the whole ham, which means the whole leg with bone. The less you starve the ham, they say, the juicier, more flavorful is. My own observations are absolutely make me a believer. So this part, it kind of reminds me of something that Stefan Georgi says. It's called the AOB, Average Order Value Boost, which is basically saying smart people buy more, right? If you're selling a supplement, just saying, hey, smart people buy more because they get their 6 month supply, and then they don't have to worry. But people who buy only one bottle of this supplement, they uh, they have to order another bottle in 1 month, but they are often out of stock, or we cannot sell them, or any of those reasons, right? So what you're basically saying, it's writing a paragraph saying, hey, smart people buy more because blah blah blah, and that's actually what he's doing here, right? He's saying most people the whole ham, right? Buy the whole ham because it's better, it's your better choice. It's basically saying that smart people buy the whole ham. Almost every professional pork person I spoke concur the better option is ham, blah blah blah. And it says smart people buy more. Here's why. Also, in this case, the whole ham is better bargain, giving you another reason, right? Smart people buy more. This is the AOB, and this is the AOB. How to cook and carve the perfect ham, whether you order a half or the whole ham. I'll be sure to try my specific instructions. This is carving your ham to perfection. This is the bonus, right? It's not named as a bonus. It doesn't say, hey, this is your gift, or it doesn't say, hey, this is a bonus number one, but it's still a bonus. As well as my favorite recipes, blah blah blah. So this is a bonus, right? Bonus. Bonus. Bring all those left over. One of the main ham traditions, many household ham is the enjoyment of leftovers. I love ham leftovers so much through the years. I put together my own little collection of awesome recipes just for this purpose. I'm going to share this one. Okay, so I think this is actually the bonus. I don't know. uh, I think they are both like bonus, right? Because you're not only getting the ham, you're also getting instructions on how you get like this guide, right? And you also get this other guide about the leftovers, right? And here's the closing paragraph, which I assume it's going to add some scarcity, right? You have a deadline to do this. You cannot think about this. And without reading, I'm not going to read here, but I'm going to say that it's probably saying that th- um, this is going to be really good, and the orders are going to fly, and that there's going to be like they're going to sell out very quickly, and that you have to buy as quickly as possible to save your spot or something like that, right? So let's going to read and see if that happens. We must receive your order no later than midnight Monday. I must tell you, however, that supplies of this rare Kurobuta ham are quite limited, not only by small quantities, but especially by time. Your order can be accepted, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, we have scarcity, right? Right? Scarcity here. Scarcity, your Kurobuta ham will be shipped for guaranteed delivery during the week of blah, blah, blah. Okay, this is like a benefit, right? If you're planning to do this, serve your ham, blah blah blah. This is like a benefit, but it's also because let's say we're gonna set no order after midnight, blah blah blah. Have your order in your hands before the clock strikes 12, whatever, and you and your guest are going to be in the taste thrills and one blah blah blah. It's the best, just more flavorful tender ham you ever taste. You see, experience going to spoil you forever or for all other hams. If you want to sell something truly extraordinary this Easter or any time this spring, then let your family and yourself enjoy the blah blah blah. Just click on either the link below and place your order. It's just call to action. Call to action. We always have a call to action. In order to do it now, probably this opportunity slips away. So this is the closing paragraph, and it doesn't have like the good old crossroads clause, right? Which goes like, hey, you have two options. You are in a crossroads right now. You have two options. Option number one, you can keep doing whatever you have been doing all these years, and your life is going to end with this I don't know, failure placeholder, right? But on the other hand, you can make this decision now and start putting your life back on track or something like that. So it doesn't have that kind of close, right? The crossroads, how it's called, because um I think it's because two reasons. One, the supplies are limited, like this he says, and he doesn't have to sell infinitely about this. He only have to sell the ones that he already has, right? He also had he only has to sell his stock, and that's about it. So that's why I think it's not going too strong with that. And the other thing, it's because you have a really specific deadline that adds a lot of scarcity here. It adds a lot of fear of missing out, because sometimes the sales ladders or these offers that we see in Clickbank and that kind of stuff, they have like this fabricated or fake scarcity, let's say, that they go like oh, there are hidden powers that maybe they want to take this website down, so you can buy this today, but maybe tomorrow they are going to make me disappear or something like that, right? So that's kind of, I'm not saying it's wrong, but it's kind of fake scarcity, let's say. But in this case, the scarcity, it's pretty real. You have a deadline in which you have to take action before this date, right? Um, so I think it's not necessary to use more and more and more sales arguments, because you actually have this one that it's quite strong, right? That this deadline, it's quite a strong sales argument. It's a very strong close for this sales letter. So that's about it. Let's read the postscript. your purchase is protected by a 100% money back satisfaction guarantee. See, they are even using the guarantee, right? So it has all the elements of a sales letter. What's more, compared to a mail order to services, blah 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 blah. It can be expensive to ship. This one, blah blah blah. I don't know. I haven't read this, but yeah, it has all the elements of a sales letter. It has problems here. It has storytelling by telling you about these Japanese people making the like breeding this type of pigs, right? You have credibility, a lot of credibility here and here, right? These little sections here, more credibility, and you have curiosity, you have the benefits, and you have a lot of stuff. So basically that's what's great about this sales letter. I haven't This is the first time I read it, and it's it's a fun sales letter, right? Because it's not talking about the problems, and it's not making you feel like shit, like when you read one of those like weight loss offers. Hey, do you hate feeling fat and you haven't had sex because your husband doesn't love you anymore because you're fat and that kind of stuff, right? It kind of makes you that kind of negative language kind of makes you feel a bit like I don't know, a bit wrong, right? Or it kind of drains you. And I'm not saying it's wrong, but you have also another option, right? You can go with something that it's not about all about the problems and the emotions. Although I do think those are the best things that you can do. You can go with the emotion because people buy based in emotions, right? But you can also sell stuff that doesn't make people feel like shit, right? So anyway, I think this is great. So if you like it, you can smash the like button. Let's roll this here. So this is wait, give me a second. This is the like button, right? This is the like button, and you are going to this is you, this is your hand, right? This is your hand, uh, and you have to smash the like button. Okay, so thank you, and that's about it.